Hello friends and welcome to this video. Here we discuss about calling and jumping, not basically jumping, actually about calls. So I have a program made call.s. So basically here we have one string called start1, which is having characters start and a new line character. Another string is jumped, having now jumped to and a space. Nothing in our stack. Let's start with our program. No operation, no operation, no operation. We have almost 5 in number of no operations, so that it is basically to cater for a bug in GDB, so that it just loads it properly at breaking at a breakpoint at this at somewhere over here or over here, and doesn't give us a error status. So starting in our program, at the first step we call print. We give a call to print, and where is print label? The processor searches for print label. It finds it over here. What does it do over here? It is just printing jumped string. Jumped string is now jumped to a space bar. Then let's go down. Okay, jumped is printed to the screen with an interrupt. Now the special thing, return with calls. What does return do? Return will basically return the function, return the execution flow to this instruction. Return, what does return do? It just returns the control to the instruction just after the point from where it was called. It was called from here, and return starts execution from the next instruction from of this point. So basically it is just a comments, and so it will start the execution from here. So basically printing start one, it is start, it prints start to the screen, completes, and then jumps to exit, searches for jump to exit, searches for exit label, and peacefully exits the program. Okay, so let's run it. uh, Sorry. So let's create, let's first use GW also. So assembling the program and listing in GW, creating an object file called call.o from source file call.s. So now link it, create a final object file from the object. So as soon as we run the program, see what we got. Now jumped to is called from the first no, okay, the jump to is called from the first line, jump, call to jump. Then after following the return instruction, it is again sent back to the next instruction from where the call was called, and just simply prints the start string to the screen. Fine. So let's list the program over here. Basically we need these sections, so let's load it to GDB. So where do we halt our program? Sorry, actually these I've got misspelled, and I opened this tab over here and this one over here, so just don't mind. So we halt at line number 15 because there is nothing before this line, there's no operations. So we halt at line number 15, create a breakpoint at line number 15, run the program. So the program is just stopped before line number 15. So basically our instruction pointer should point to this instruction. So what should we do? We should print our instruction pointer. It is okay. I won't be using these this much long memory address, so just remember to follow these for last 4 digits. Okay, so the instruction pointer is pointing towards 8079. So what is 8079? Just let's disassemble the program, the start section. So 8079 is at call print. Okay, so I've already disassembled the whole program over here. So 8079 is at call point, which is calling the print label. Basically, this function, this instruction is going to call and is going to send the execution flow of the program at this memory address 8096. Where is 8096? It is at print label. Print label over here. I disassembled the print section. So print label, it is holding the memory address of 8096. So the program flow should directly jump from here to this memory address. Then it should follow up till over here. Then it should, the return is at 80AC. From 80AC it should go back again to this place. Then from here, jumping to exit, the program should jump over to this exit labeled 480AD. 480AD. 480AD of the address of exit, and the program should follow to 480AD to the exit label. So let's see if it happens or not. So now the program is pointing at 8079 memory address. Fine. Now print is going to get executed. Call print. So just see what happens next. The program straight away jumps to line number 25. Line number 25 is this one. Printing the jumped string. What is jumped string? It is gone over here. Jumped string is now jumped to. Correct? So now this is going to get executed, then execute this one, this whole print routine up till our interrupt. Then we should halt at line number 30. Understood? So let's, okay. So before it, let's print our instruction pointer. Our instruction pointer is at 8096. Where it has reached? Actually, we have reached at this place. Basically, according to the program, we call the print, and the print section should be reached. So let's see that we have already actually reached it or not. So where is our instruction pointer pointing to? It is pointing to 8096, which is the address of 8096 is the address of our print label. So actually the program flow is at, execution flow is at this section. So let it complete this print routine. So we'll keep stepping. We will stop at line number, let's see, interrupt is, we stepped over interrupt. So it is just waiting to be executed, return. Fine. So let's check our pointer. No. Our pointer is at 480AC. Where is 480AC? 480AC is the address of our return instruction. Okay, so just after return instruction, just pay attention where does the program execution flow goes. Okay, let's see. Just pay attention. The execution has gone to line number 17. Move while $4 to EX. So line number 17. See. So what does this return do? Return is just basically handing over the control to the next instruction. The next instruction which falls next to from where it was called. Okay, this is the basic function of return, so that the program execution just keeps on going smoothly and it doesn't skip anything in between. So what we were doing, we had executed return. So let's get our instruction pointer. Instruction pointer, if you go as per memory addresses, is at 807E. Where is 807E? It is at this place. See, program flow goes from here, it goes straight way up, and 807E over here, just below this call print label. So the basically program flow, program execution has reached over here. So now it will complete this print routine, printing start one, and start one. What is start one? Start one is printing start to the screen. Okay, so it should actually print all this. Let us step till line number 22. Fine. 19, 20, 21. So now the program has stopped at jump to exit. Let's print our instruction pointer. Instruction pointer is at 8094. Okay, so what is 8094? 8094 is the address of this line, jump to exit. Where is it? This one, line number 22, jump to exit. This is the address. This is holding the address 8094. So as soon as we cross this instruction, the program flow should straight away go from here to 8080. Where is 8080? 8080 is the address of this exit label, 8080. Okay, so let's see what happens next. See, if you don't follow these memory addresses, you can follow the execution line wise. Okay, so let's get our instruction pointer. Instruction pointer is now at 8080. Where is 8080? 8080 is basically the address of our exit label, 8080. Okay, so now the program execution reaches from jump exit to straight away exit label. Now this whole section will get executed. So let's continue, and the program exits with code 7. We have the return status as code 7 to our operating system. So basically the program has completed its execution. Whatever we wanted to print, we have printed. Well, so just play around with GDB and all these memory addresses, create your own programs, and let's see you in the next video. Hopefully it will be about memory addressing methods. So see you till then. Now bye.